Okay, this is a Logitech G502. Pretty cool looking mouse. We'll start off by saying that I was a bit worried by the thumb rest, but having used that, it actually feels fine. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a top-down view of these. So this is what it looks like. It's definitely closer to the Death Adder than the G302. Height-wise, yeah, very similar to the Death Adder. That said, the Death Adder does feel a little bit lower on this side. Okay, so the aim of this mouse for first-person shooters, especially in Quake, snipering, yeah, I can hit rails, and in other games I'm sure I could sniper as well. The tracking though, so any rapid-fire weapon, I don't think it's that good. It's too big and bulky. Same for projectiles, that can go either way, it's 50-50. The flicking, it is big and bulky again, so it doesn't flick very well, and overall I just don't feel like I can aim with this mouse. So while I do really like this mouse, don't get me wrong, it's one of my favorite mice, but for different reasons. I'll get into that soon. But for first person shooters, this isn't the mouse to go with. The balance isn't bad. I did add some, well, one weight I should say, to the bottom here, and that's amazing because I didn't think I'd add any weights. This is already a very heavy mouse, but having one weight back here just helps the balance a bit. This is held in by magnets, and that's how easy it is to click back in, so that's a very cool feature there. But having said that, big and bulky, I'm surprised I even allowed you to add weights in the first place because it is so heavy already. But because it's heavier up here, like even the G302, actually G302 is heavier at the back, so they need to be able to add weights just up there. This one is heavier at the front because of all the extra buttons and everything. The size, it's not too bad. Like, I don't mind it. It is, when I say it's big and bulky, it just feels that way. But you know, if I'm just playing a real-time strategy or a game like Tomb Raider, for example, where it's not high competition or anything, this mouse is going to be fine. In fact, for general Windows use and all that, this mouse is probably my favorite. It is the coolest mouse I've ever used, just in terms of sheer bells and whistles and fun and cool things on it. So I'll get into the features in a second. It does look good. The grips are really nice. I'm loving the materials made with this mouse. I'm still not a fan of this Logitech plastic. Still prefer the Death Adder, a bit more of a texture there. Even this Laquise, actually Laquise's feels the best out of a lot of them. That's a really nice material. So it's well-made mouse, it's quite solid. The buttons, they're a feature. I'm gonna have to talk about these just so you know what they are. So we have a thumb button here, you have forward and back here, you have up and down DPI setting here, change between DPI profiles here, and this is a mouse scroll wheel. This is one of the coolest features. Ready? That is so much fun to play with, and it does have a practical use. You can scroll around really quickly, so that's great. Very enjoyable. Click in, and you just got a nice feel there. Good texture, just a great mouse wheel, love it. But all of this is adding to the bulk and part of the problem with the mouse, and that's why I say that I do like this mouse a lot, but it's not for first person shooters. It's too big and bulky, it's got too many features that are going to get in the way, so no good. Anyway, so moving on though. DPI profile switch there, you can see the buttons, that's profile 1, 2 and 3. 3, I have 5 different DPI settings. You can have 5 on each, or 1 or 2 or 3. That's the fastest, second fastest, middle, second slowest and slowest. I usually just leave it on 1. When you're playing games that don't have that mouse support, that's a lifesaver having that, because you don't need to jump out and mess around with Windows settings or anything. You can just change it on the mouse on the fly for whatever game you want, and that's why this is the best mouse for multiple games rather than just the one first person shooter. So really consider that, like, what games are you playing most, what games do you want to be competitive in, if any, and is any of that important, and then decide, because as a casual gamer mouse, this is my favorite. Yeah, it's big and bulky, but you got so many features and so many awesome things. Like, this will probably be my main Windows mouse, and I'll just have another one plugged in ready to play first person shooters, because as I said, this is just fun to use. So it has the buttons, it has all the features, it's got the weights if you need them. You don't. It's got the amazing sensor in it. I cannot make this thing spin out. The cable is a heavy duty braided cable, very cool. It's got all the extras that you could possibly ask for on a mouse as far as I'm concerned. and it's really well priced. So it's a great mouse, but I can't give it a Ninja rating because I can't rocket jump with this thing, or not. I don't feel like I can do it well, and I can't aim well with it, and that's my main thing for this channel. I'm trying to find the right gaming mice. So I can't give it a huge recommendation, but I can give it a recommendation. If you're not playing competitive first-person shooters, this is awesome. Love it. So I'll give it a good rating, and overall 70%. I would love to give it a 70% with an additional 10% bonus, just to say, if you're not playing first-person shooters, this is an 80 to 85% mouse. Actually, if you're not playing first-person shooters, this is up to a 90. It's really, yeah, I don't know how to rate this mouse properly because it is such a hybrid of so many things, and it does work so well for what it is. It's just not a first-person shooter mouse. So yes, love it, but at the same time, not going to use it in first-person shooters. And for any readers out there of modern fantasy, I do have a free ebook to download of my series, The Heroes Fall. Just follow the links below to Smashwords or the main website and grab your copy too. Set in World War IV, crazy battles, lots of superpowers, all the epic stuff. Go check it out. Thanks for watching, and of course, if you have any questions or comments, just leave them below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching, catch you in the next video.